Alright, so one of the units that was changed somewhat recently was the squirrel. The squirrel has gone through a bunch of different iterations, but right now what it does is it gives a 1 gold discount and an additional food shop slot at the beginning of the turn that is also discounted. So it gets kind of weird when you have multiple squirrels because they continue to add multiple food slots and they start to overtake the actual shop slots or animal shop slots. And that's kind of what this is meant to show off. Just is probably always spoiled by the title or thumbnail, but yeah, 5 squirrels, which means an additional 5 item food slots, which is just crazy. I got early squirrel, early badger. Badger is honestly pretty terrible. I believe. Am I? What pack am I even using? I guess this is a food pack, so I don't know why badger's even in this pack. I guess this is a custom made pack that I wasn't really paying too much attention to. But I would not recommend Badger. Badger has gotten pretty weak because of the nerf. Used to deal 100% of attack, now it only deals 50. And they also nerfed its stats a little bit. It used to be a 5-4, now it's a 5-3. So it's kind of weird that they ended up doing both. They could have just stuck with that one additional HP. I don't think it would have been too big of a problem. But Badger was like extremely good before, so probably a warranted nerf. And the video is sped up by 25%, so just a little bit. And the one thing that Badger is great for is draws, and I love drawing because that just means more time to hopefully get the ideal setup that I want to. There's been quite a few runs where it kind of like I get the perfect thing that I want to, and then I'm already at 9 wins and it only lasts for 1 round, and that's a little bit disappointing. But a loss there, down to 6 hearts, kind of unfortunate. Usually when it's like round 4 and I'm at 9 hearts and losing only costs you 2 hearts. It doesn't really matter if you win or lose. I usually just try to lose just to extend the game by one more round. Can never have enough rounds. And like the teams that you actually run into super late in the game aren't like super stacked where everything is 50-50. There's usually quite a few teams that aren't exactly optimal, I guess, and because usually the teams that are super strong or are going to be super strong win on turn like 13, 14, and so by the time you get to around like 16, 17, things are actually pretty different. So I guess Dragonfly is in this pack. This was supposed to be a food pack, but I guess I added quite a few things that aren't really food related because I wasn't paying attention. Dragonfly, though, kind of a strange one. It's not bad if you have a level 3, but at level 2, it's only buffing 2 things. It's not the worst, but it also means you have to position for the Dragonfly since it goes from left to right as far as levels, so it's going to buff the Badger and the Turtle. But I do have the level 3 Moth, which means I am going to get 3 things buffed from this Dragonfly. And that's pretty much equivalent to the Penguin, so not a bad thing. But of course, I get the Squirrel, have to take the Squirrel, because that's what this run's all about. Level 3 Moth, though, plus 9 attack, pretty nice. Means I can make this squirrel actually useful, and you can see it trades with one of their biggest units there. And this Badger continues to get me draws, just 2 wins. So yeah, you can see on turn 9, when you unlock that final shop slot, the food starts taking over and actually makes it so you lose out on one of those units that you could potentially get, which kind of sucks sometimes, because like if that's a unit that you want, well, that's too bad. Instead, it's a food slot. But an additional squirrel means I'm gonna lose 2 of those animal spots and also get double the discount. The goal, it's only gonna cost 1 gold to buy the first 2 food, I guess the first 3, and then you get a 1 gold discount on the 4th food, and usually worth to buy pretty much all of it at this point, unless if it's completely useless like that pineapple. What you can do is you can also buy sell a crow and then freeze the chocolate, and you will get a discount on that. So that's a nice little addition. Not a really great roll right there. My team seems pretty weak at this round. I decided to take goat. Not really sure why, just in case I find another squirrel, I guess, to get that 1 gold discount. Relying on a big squirrel. And luckily, this team is really weak. I don't know why they have melon armor on a sheep. That's a interesting decision. But yeah, so pear cost 1 gold, chocolate cost 1 gold, and I'm surprised I did that. I guess I was worried about losing, so wanted the level 2 squirrel. Now cat is perfect. Go ahead and buy that. And there's another squirrel, which means I'm getting rid of the moth. Pretty risky, but you know what? I guess that's okay. And I don't know why I decided to buy the fried shrimp. I guess I wanted the discount on the pizza, but it doesn't matter because I would get a discount on the fried shrimp next turn if I were to buy that. So that's just a questionable decision. Got hippoed there. My team's pretty weak, and it's especially front loaded. I'm just hoping that their strongest units at the front for the cheese. And also got a fox and a seal. So you can start to see the ideas of a food build going. But the fox is sadly just really bad. They really heavily nerfed it, and it's not really worth taking anymore. That being said, I definitely just took one. And melon armor. I was gonna melon the badger, but I know I'm gonna replace it with a squirrel eventually. And since I am on lethal, I was quite worried that I was gonna lose this round, but did not lose this round. Slight spoiler there. Instead, I get a solid draw. And the Stegosaurus will hopefully help me not lose, especially since... Oh, and luckily I got another squirrel. Go ahead and sell the fox. Buy some free food. 2 gold for... That was not worth it, actually. 2 gold for a peach is definitely not worth it. More melon. Could go ahead and put melon on the strongest one, but I guess I decided to put it on the weak squirrel because I'm sure it'll get buffed eventually. But triple squirrel... Love the team. Also got the cat that will really help out with actual getting stats because right now my team is pretty weak. And luckily I bought that Stegosaurus because I definitely would have lost there. And I love just seeing the food pop up. Get a free can, 1 gold for soft ice. Get some free pears that are also double stats. 2 gold for a pear, that's still going to be worth it. And then, okay. Surprising that I bought that Stegosaurus since again I'm going to be replacing it with a squirrel, but... When I'm on lethal, I need time to build up the stats on these squirrels. Instead, I run into just a massive hedgehog build. Luckily, able to actually survive that, but was pretty close. Level 2 cat, that should really help out. And sauropod, also pretty good with food. I mean, that's free money right there. Those are free items that are giving 1 gold back, so just gaining gold. And I'm debating whether to take a salad. It is... Even better than a pizza, +3/+3. That's not bad stats. I have to get these stats up somehow, so just buying salads is going to be worth it with level 2 cat. And then run into another hedgehog team. This one seems quite weak, though, and not really a problem. I guess they're relying on, like, just low health units at this point. It's turn 16, so again, this is where, like, you start running into teams that are, like, they're unable to actually achieve 10 wins, kind of. And keep rolling for those good food items. Sushi, great. Pizza, great. Taco, also pretty good. That's worth a freeze for next turn. I could even sell the sauropod and buy a cow. I mean, that's a lot of stats right there. I think that would have been a good idea to freeze, but I guess I was looking for that extra squirrel. And just barely able to live this one. Really close. That was maybe 1 health away, I think, from being a loss. Free can, that's also being tripled in stats and also giving 1 gold back. So it's actually, I'm getting paid to shop scale my things. And another can is perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Because if I can find another squirrel, that means I can just add it to the team and it's already going to have amazing stats. And decide to give the strongest squirrel melon. Probably better than cheese at this point, but we want to rearrange just in case they have splash attack at the front so the second unit doesn't get its melon popped. And then this is a weird team. Skunk, Crocodile, level 3 Stork in the back, which spawned a Scorpion. That's kind of interesting. I kind of forget that Stork can spawn Scorpions. I mean, that's just spawning a random tier 5. And then I guess you can build the pack. You know what? That's an idea for a video right there. Maybe I try level 3 Stork, just get a whole bunch of good spawns from tier 5 units, and hopefully it just kind of works out. That could be a fun video that I'm probably going to do, and I just spoiled for anyone who's listening to it. But you know what? It's still going to be cool and worth watching, I hope. Anyway, still have 3 more turns to win. Still only got 3 squirrels. I don't know what that was. There was a tiger piranha is what ended up happening. That's an interesting idea. Another 1 gold received can. Love to see it. And then behind fried shrimp and broccoli, but hey, it's free. And I'm surprised I didn't buy that pizza, but at this point, like, everything's pretty close to max stats, so I'm not sure I actually need that, but instead I decided to buy a pizza. And there's the last squirrel, which I decide, you know what, It's worth it. Let's get that 5th squirrel in there, even though it doesn't have melon armor, and, slightly better chance to lose this round. But I want to be able to see the 5 squirrel, the 5 extra food. And look, I've faced the same person twice in a row. You can tell that, like, there's just not a lot of people who are playing on round 20 because you have to have so many draws. And look at that, just beautiful. Entire shop filling up with food items. And sure, buy some free apples, why not? Got rid of the cat, so it's not exactly super satisfying with the stats, but there we go. Put the cheese thing in front. We'll punch through melon if it's a 50-50, and just a beautiful team of all squirrels. Unfortunately, I run into a quite strong team itself with some crocodile, deer, what was that, skunk, and I actually lose. So a bit of an anticlimactic situation there, but still, I got the 5 squirrels. Even if I ended at 9 wins, that's okay with me. Anyway, thanks for watching. See ya.